If you're still charging 2 months rent as a security deposit in California, you're breaking the law. Since July 2024, the cap is 1 month. Full stop. I'm Chrissy Wade, broker and owner of Wellspring Property Management. And for over 10 years, we've managed hundreds of units across the state of California. So we know these rules inside and out. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much money you can collect for the deposit, the one exception, and the new move-out rules that can cost you double if you get them wrong. So let's get into it. California rewrote the security deposit rules over the last 2 years, and the changes hit 2 places: how much you can collect at move-in and how you have to handle the money at move-out. Get either one wrong and the penalties are real. So here's what changed and exactly how to stay compliant. Step 1, the new cap is 1 month's rent. Here's the headline. As of July 1, 2024, under a law called AB 12, the most you can collect for a security deposit is 1 month rent. That's it. And it doesn't matter whether the unit is furnished or unfurnished. The old rule let you take 2 months for an unfurnished place and 3 months for a furnished place. That's gone. 1 month is the ceiling for almost everyone. And here's the part that landlords miss. That 1 month has to cover everything you'd normally bucket separately. A pet deposit, a key deposit, a cleaning deposit, all of it counts towards the single 1 month cap. You cannot charge first month's rent, then a 1 month deposit, and then tack on a separate deposit on top of that. Now, monthly pet rent is still a little bit different. You can still charge that going forward. It's the upfront deposit that is capped. Step 2, the one exception, and who doesn't get it? There is one exception, and it's pretty narrow. If you're a natural person, an LLC where every member is a natural person, and you own no more than 2 residential rental properties that together have no more than 4 rental units, you can collect up to 2 months as a deposit. So a small mom and pop owner with a duplex still has a little more wiggle room. But watch this really carefully. Even if you qualify for that exception, it does not apply if your tenant is a military service member. For service members, the cap is 1 month, period, no matter how many properties you own. So before you rely on the exception, confirm those 2 things: that you actually meet the small owner definition and that your tenant isn't an active service member. One more point. This isn't retroactive. It applies to deposits collected on or after July 1, 2024. A lease you signed before that with a bigger deposit is fine until it renews, but any new tenancy has to follow the 1 month rule. Step 3, the new photo rules. Now, the other half of the story, the move out side. A second law, AB 2801, changed how you document the unit, and it has teeth. Since April 1, 2025, if you're going to deduct anything from a deposit for repairs or cleaning, you have to take photographs of the unit after the tenant moves out, before you do the work, and then again after the work is finished. Those photos have to go to the tenant along with the itemized statement. And for any tenancy that started on or after July 1, 2025, you also have to take move-in photos, documenting the condition right at the start. Think of it as before and after, with the before now legally required. If you deduct for damage and you can't show a photo backing it up, expect that deduction to fail. Videos don't satisfy it. The law calls for photos. Step 4, what you can and cannot deduct. What can you actually take out of the deposit? California law is very specific. You can deduct for 3 things: unpaid rent, cleaning needed to return the unit to the condition it was when the tenant moved in, and repair of damages beyond normal wear and tear. Now pay attention to that second one again. Cleaning to the moving condition, not cleaning to make it nicer than it was. If the tenant left it as clean as when they got it, you don't get a charge of cleaning fee on top of that. And you cannot require a tenant to pay for professional carpet cleaning unless it's reasonably necessary to get the unit back to its starting condition. What you cannot deduct: normal wear and tear, faded paint, small nail holes, light carpet wear from ordinary use. That's on you, not the tenant. You also can't charge for damage that was already there when they moved in, which again is exactly why those move-in photos matter. Step 5, the 21-day rule and the bad faith penalty. Here's where the money gets dangerous if you're sloppy. After the tenant moves out and hands you back the possession of the property, you have 21 calendar days. Within those 21 days, you must either return the full deposit or send an itemized statement of every deduction along with whatever's left over from the deposit. 21 calendar days, weekends and holidays included, and the clock starts when you get the keys back, not when the 30-day notice expires. For any deduction over $125, you have to include the receipts or invoices, or if you and your staff did the work, a statement of the hours and a reasonable hourly rate. If repairs can't be finished inside the 21 days, you can send a good faith estimate within the 21 days, and then send the final itemized statement and receipts within 14 days after the work is done. Now the penalty. If you blow the 21-day deadline, you can lose the right to deduct anything at all. And if a court finds you kept the deposit in bad faith, it can order you to pay the tenant statutory damages up to twice the deposit on top of returning the deposit itself. So a $2,000 deposit dispute can turn into a $6,000 judgment. The single best protection is simple: a clean, itemized statement with photos and receipts mailed inside the 21 days and proof that you mailed it. One more tool that protects you: the pre-move-out inspection. The tenant has the right to ask for a pre-move-out inspection within the last 2 weeks before they leave, and you have to tell them about that. If you do the inspection, you give them a list of what you deduct and they get a chance to fix it. Use that. It heads off disputes before they start. One important caveat here: your city or county may add rules, and as always, this is a statewide floor. Some cities, especially rent-controlled ones, add on their own requirements, like paying interest on the deposits you hold back. So check your local rules on top of the state law before you set your deposit and your return processes. So that's the no BS version. Collect 1 month's rent, document everything with photos, and deduct only what you can prove and return it within the 21 days. Do that and the deposit stops being a liability. Before you go, here's what trips up most California landlords on deposit. It's not the 1 month cap, it's the move out paperwork, the photos, the receipts, and the 21-day clock, where one small mistake can cost you double the deposit. So I built a free security deposit compliance checklist that walks you through the entire process. Click it on the links below and it's going to come to you directly. I'm Chrissy Wade with Wellspring Property Management. If you'd rather hand all of this over to a professional property management company, feel free to contact me at wellspringpm.com or give me a call, 760-371-4282, extension 101. That comes directly to me. We service Ridgecrest, Inyakern, Stockton, Modesto, Manteca, and surrounding areas. I'll see you next week. Bye.